selling your services. So, nagbinebenta mo yung servisyo mo sa kanila. You are not selling goods, but you are selling your services. And as such, you are selling your services. Ikaw po ay required na mag-register sa BIR. You are required to have official invoices or official receipts, and at the same time, you are also required to have registered books of accounts. So these are the prime requirement of a person or a corporation going to engage in business. Kaya ngayon, ang tingin sa inyo ng ABS-CBN, you are a service provider. Hindi po tayo empleyado, tayo ay nagbebenta ng ating serbisyo sa kanila. Sabihin mo, hindi ba ako empleyado? Paano mo malalaman kung ikaw ba ang treatment ng nagbabayad sa iyo ay empleyado? Or ang tingin ba sa iyo ng nagbabayad sa iyo you are a person selling your services? Ang binibigay po sa isang empleyado ay BIR Form 2316 at the end of the year. 2316. Now, if you're given BIR Form 2307, it is given at least per quarter, you are not treated as an employee. At ang deduction po sa atin, since we're selling our services, it could either be 10 or 15%. That is all. Walang ibang dinededuct. Yung 10 or 15% is a kind of withholding tax. Na for the payer to be allowed to claim the expense, dapat po na-withhold na niya properly yung expense na nai-incur niya. So that is why every time na babayaran kayo ng ABS-CBN, you can see there, may dineduct sa ating 10 or 15%. So that is all. What is the purpose of deducting the 10 or 15%? The 10 or 15% serves as your advance income tax payment. So when you file or you compute for your income tax, whatever was deducted by ABS-CBN from you on a monthly basis will serve as your deduction from the income tax na babayaran mo. So when you compute for your income tax for the year, for example, na-compute mo na ang babayaran mo ay 50,000, but ABS-CBN has already deducted 40,000. So 50,000 less the 40,000, you're going to pay only the remaining 10,000. That is the purpose of the withholding. You are deducted the amount as an advance income tax payment. So every time na binawasan yung income mo, hindi ka nawawalan kasi you are paying the income tax in advance. So that is why yung 10 or 15 dun po yung expanded withholding tax po ang tawag doon. At every time, please don't forget to ask for your BIR Form 2307 kasi it evidences the amount deducted in advance from you. And the 2307 will serve as an attachment to the income tax that you are going to pay. That's every year. Yes, the income tax. Now, sinasabi natin, it is clear that we are now a person engaged in business. Ang binibenta natin, serbisyo natin. We become subject to two kinds of taxes. What are those? First, income tax. Second, you will now be subject to the payment of business tax. With business tax, ano to? It could either be non-VAT or ang ibang tawag po percentage tax or VAT. So, dalawa na yung tax ng income natin. Income tax and business tax, which could either be VAT or non-VAT. Ano ba yung VAT? Ano ba yung non-VAT? Precisely, mamaya po i-discuss po natin ito isa-isa po. So, let us go through the process. So, number one, we have to register with the BIR. After na na-submit natin yung mga documents na binanggit kanina ni Ma'am Jing, you will go to our office and then you will process that. Now, is there anybody here who has got their PIN number sa website? Yung kinuha. And after getting that number, you have proceeded to RDO. Oh. Yun po kasi mga PIN number na kinuha mo sa website, there is a second procedure na dapat mong gawin. What is that? You have to register with the proper revenue district office. So it does not end there na nakakuha ka ng PIN, okay na. Dapat po pupunta kayo sa BIR para po siya ay mai-input sa aming database. So parang yung registration mo hindi siya officially naka-register. So you have to proceed to the Revenue Listing Office. So after na naka-register na po tayo, we have to have registered official receipts or sales invoice. After that, we have to have registered books of accounts. Number 4 siguro hindi po applicable sa atin kasi wala naman tayong business office na mini-maintain. Number 5, we have to comply with the filing and payment of taxes and returns. And number 6, submission of required information and returns to the BIR. Now, ano yung documentary requirements if this is the first time that we're going to register? By the way, if previously tayo ay we have received our TIN as an employee, you are still required to reprocess your registration. Kasi with the database of the BIR, ang record mo doon, empleyado ka lang. Now you are a person engaged in business, dapat po i-update natin yung ating existing record sa database ng BIR. Now, registration process pa rin po tayo. So, step 1, we have to fill up BIR Form 1901. Step 2, after filling up the Form 1901, bibigyan na po tayo ng ating TIN or i-update yung ating existing TIN, and then after that, magbabayad po tayo ng 500 pesos na registration fee. The payment of the 500 registration fees done annually. So every year, magbabayad tayo ng 500 pesos unless you have ceased your operation. Kung halimbawa na mag-abroad na kayo, ayaw mo na sa Pilipinas. So wala ka nang makukuhang income dito sa Pilipinas, that is the time na i-update mo lang siya. That is the, please don't forget to update your records kung ayaw mo nang mag-engage in business. Kasi ano pa mangyayari? Halimbawa na you forgot to update your records. Sa ledger po natin, once we have our TIN, meron po tayong kanya-kanyang ledger sa database ng BIR. So lahat ng registration details na binigay natin, nandun po. Lahat ng final mong return, lahat ng binayaran mo, lahat po nandun. Anong binayaran, sa bangko. So, nandun po lahat. Once na hindi mo in-update yung records mo, hahanapin ng aming database yung return na pina-file mo, na required from you. So, kung hindi ka nagpa-file ng return for 1 year, 2 years, ang haba mo nun. Marami po yun. And magkakaproblema po tayo later on. So, don't forget to update your records. So, the 500 pesos, ang deadline po nito at the payment is on or before January 31 of every year. So, kung ngayon lang tayo magre-register, magbabayad po tayo ng 500 pesos. And if it is after evaluating your documents, nakita po na late tayo, may penalty po siya. And please don't forget, lahat po ng filing and payment of the forms and the taxes na due from you, even if you're just 1 day late, meron po kami kinakarga dito. What are those? 25% surcharge of the basic tax, 20% interest per annum, and compromise penalty for late payment. So, tatandaan po natin dapat yung mga deadlines. So, after na nakapagbayad tayo ng 500, we have submitted our BIR Form 1901. We will be attending a taxpayers briefing wherein i-enumerate po ano yung mga dapat natin gawin, ano yung mga dapat natin malaman about the deadlines. So, after na naka-register na po tayo, that is the time na bibigay po sa atin yung ating BIR Form 2303, Certificate of Registration. Mag-fill up na po tayo ng BIR Form 1906. The BIR Form 1906 will be the start of the process of your authority to print. Ito na po yung mabibigyan tayo ng duly registered na resibo. Ang magpa-process po nito ay ang printer na napili ninyo. Sa website po ng BIR, meron po doong list ng duly accredited printer. So, hindi na po pwede yung gagawa ng resibo natin galing sa recto or galing sa bookstore. Hindi na po pwede. The invoices and receipts, meron po kasi siya mga features na dapat na doon sa ating resibo. So, the official receipts na we are about to issue should be printed by a duly accredited printer. Meron pong list niya sa BIR website. Duly accredited printer po. So after that, we will be filling up BIR Form 1905. Ito naman po yung dapat meron po tayong libro. Siguro po in your case, ang libro po na gagamitin lang natin is just the simple bookkeeping lang po ito. Ang re-record lang natin yung pagpasok at paglabas ng pera. So yung pagpasok, income yun. Yung ilalabas natin yan, yung mga expenses natin. So after that, if there are any changes dun sa isinabit natin registration, mag-update po tayo 1905. For example, nasa ABS-CBN kayo, lilipat na kayo sa GMA. You will be required to fill up BIR Form 1905. Ito po yung ibibigay natin sa inyo upon registration. Pag nakatanggap ka nitong BIR Form 2303, which is Certificate of Registration, ibig sabihin po, you are now a duly registered taxpayer engaged in selling services. Ang ano-ano po ang mga laman nito? Meron po yung PIN number natin, pangalan, registration date, registered address, and registered activity. Sa registered activity, nakalagay po dyan, ano-ano yung mga tax types na dapat na i-comply natin. Meron po ba dito may dalang 1901? Wala po. Meron. Sir, paki-check mo yung, yan sa bandang baba, yung kulay gray on the left side. Nandyan po yung mga tax type na check-checkan natin. Income tax, percentage tax or VAT, and doon po sa pinakababa yung registration fee. Nakita mo po, sir? Ito po yung ask for a receipt na in-issue namin. When you go to any business establishment, nakikita po natin ito. On October 22, 2012, ito po yung nagbago sa invoicing requirement natin. If you will remember, ito po yung lahat ng existing na resibo natin pinalitan. This is the BIR issuance. Wherein, lahat po ng existing na resibo prior to this, pinalitan na po lahat. So under this regulation, it was emphasized that there are two kinds of invoices or receipts only. So, hinati po siya sa principal and supplementary. So, the principal receipts and invoices, VAT sales invoice, VAT OR, non-VAT sales invoice, and non-VAT OR. Precisely for the sales of goods, invoice po yung sales invoice. So, with goods, sales invoice, which could either be VAT or non-VAT. Now, when you sell any kinds of service that you issue official receipt. So in your case, you are going to issue VAT official receipt or non-VAT official receipt because you are selling services. Ito pong ating regulation na ito, nag-a-apply po ito nationwide. Nationwide po. So, yung unang pinakita ko po sa inyo, those are the principal. Now, these are the supplementary receipts. Pwede rin po itong mag-apply sa inyo. For example, bumili po tayo ng laptop. Ang in-issue sa atin is just a provisional receipt, number 5. Ang in-issue sa atin, provisional receipt lang. Huwag po kayong papayag na hindi po kayo i-issuehan ng VAT sales invoice or non-VAT sales invoice. Why? Any of these items, they are just in support of the principal, official receipt or sales invoice. So, any of these items, hindi po sila yung ultimate na resibo. They are just in support of the principal, which could either be, review po ulit. Sale of goods, invoice. Sale of service, official receipt. Nagkakaiba lang po kung VAT or non-VAT. So, under that regulation, ito na po yung nagkaroon ng prescription. Ibig sabihin, the lifetime of the invoice or the receipt, meron na siyang prescription. Ang prescription po niya, 5 years. So, yung mga resibo natin, hindi na ho kamukha prior to this regulation, ang resibo natin